Welcome to the Digging Deep ATV MX podcast with your host, hailing from Kokona, Wisconsin, riding a CST Tires SSI decals traveling back Yamaha YFC 450R, four-time ATV Motocross National Champion, number 25, Cody Jansen.
There's people like Brett who are doing this solely because he knows what you're capable of. He knows you deserve it. We know that that's where some of Brett's motivation came from. Again, not only were you the top guy available, but you were the most deserved guy available based on who you are and your track record. What's up, everybody? We're back. I'm your host, Cody Jansen. Welcome to episode 71 of the Digging Deep ATV MX podcast, presented by our title sponsor, CST Tires, available for purchase and in stock today at shop.csttires.com. Let us start by wishing you and yours a Merry Christmas and Happy Holiday Season on behalf of all of us here at the Digging Deep ATV MX podcast. As for tonight, you'll be introduced to the quote-unquote newest team in ATV Motocross. And I say quote-unquote because it's a name you know, but it's their first time fielding a pro rider not named Musick. Last week, it was announced that former AMA ATV Pro Rookie of the Year and multi-time AMA ATV Pro Class podium finisher Brandon Hoag will be riding for the newly formed Musick Racing Team in 2022. I've known about this for a while from working to help these guys a little bit behind the scenes, and originally we were planning to break the news right here on Digging Deep, but the team couldn't wait to make their announcement, and frankly, I don't blame them. Both Brett Musick and Brandon Hoag will join us tonight to talk about the new team and how this exciting opportunity came about. Let's quickly say thank you to all of our incredible partners. CST Tires, go to shop.csttires.com today. Yamaha, thanks to Blue Crew. Thanks to Valvoline, SSI Decals, DID Racing Chain, Nemura Technologies, Bronco ATV and UTV Components, Impact Solutions, Launderville Steel Enterprises and Concrete Supply, the financial advice of the Haymauer Financial Group, Forworks Carbon, DP Brakes, Gripped Gloves, Factory 43, Bike Strikes and Quads LLC, Integrated Financial Concepts and their Safe to Race and Safe to Ride insurance programs, Binky's Forever ATC Museum, and Manscaped. Get 20% off and free shipping with code DIGGINGDEEP20 at manscaped.com. Their clippers rock, their nose hair trimmer is amazing, and the new Lawnmower 4.0 electric trimmer is next level. I'm not a procrastinator, except when it comes to gift giving. Thankfully, Manscaped and their Performance Package 4.0 is the perfect gift this holiday season. This kit includes the new Lawnmower 4.0 electric trimmer that I rant and rave about every week for helping me keep a perfect beard, the best nose hair trimmer ever created, and an array of goodies including deodorant, boxer briefs, a travel bag, and more. So check out Manscaped. I wish I would have sooner. Again, if you're like me, coming up with gift ideas can be difficult, but Manscaped is a great gift to keep in mind this holiday season. And get 20% off with free shipping by using code DIGGINGDEEP20 at manscaped.com. Support all these great companies that support us, and for any products that fall through the cracks, click that Rocky Mountain ATVMC banner on our website to help us out. As we start to shift our focus to the 2022 season, we both know you need parts and gear. No matter what off-road gear or parts you need, Rocky Mountain ATVMC has you covered. But before you buy, simply click that Rocky Mountain ATVMC banner on our website. By using our specific link, we get a percentage of what you buy on the back end. So if you want to help us out, this is about as easy and convenient way to support us as there is. So click that Rocky Mountain ATVMC banner at diggingdeepatvmx.com to help us out while satisfying all your gear and parts needs this off season. We can't thank you enough for that. That Rocky Mountain ATVMC link is on the right side of our homepage at diggingdeepatvmx.com, and right underneath it you'll find our new Amazon widget. So same concept. Before you buy from Amazon, simply go to our website, click the Amazon logo on the right side of your screen underneath Rocky Mountain, purchase whatever your heart desires, and we'll get a percentage of what you buy on the back end. We're all purchasing from Amazon this time of year, so use our Amazon link to help us out while you buy this holiday season. No new donors to shout out this week since part 1 and part 2 with Mike Walsh, but if you're interested in donating and hearing your name on the show, you can find the Patreon or Buy Me a Coffee donation links on our website, and we can't thank those of you enough who have donated. Now, it's showtime. The 30-second board is up, it's sideways, and the gate is down. Time to dig deep with the Musick Racing Team right here on the Digging Deep ATV MX podcast. Let's go. All right, guys, I've been looking forward to this conversation since first hearing about the formation of this new team for the 2022 ATV Motocross season. This duo here tonight, which is arguably the most stacked two-rider lineup in all of the sport, is brought to you by Binky's Forever ATC Museum. Binky Tapscott's mind-blowing collection of 3- and 4-wheelers features everything from OEM collector machines in chronological order to unique and iconic builds that shaped ATV racing as we know it. Binky's passion is very much on display in this must-see spectacle for any ATV enthusiast. Follow Forever ATC Museum on Facebook and watch foreveratc.com for further updates and to possibly get a chance at seeing Binky's Forever ATC Museum for yourself. So thanks to Binky's Forever ATC Museum for coming on board with us, and thanks to the Musick Racing Tandem for being here tonight. We're joined by both Brett Musick and Brandon Hoag. So Brett, jumping right in, thanks for being here, by the way. Congrats on the new team. So a year ago at this time, it felt like you had sort of left ATV motocross in a way. You didn't attend the early rounds of the ATV Nationals in 2021, but around the mid-season mark, you were back at the races, back in the swing of things. You ended up winning 4 of the last 5 nationals and became my successor for the 25 plus national championship. You finished on the podium in pro sport, and you won it at Loretta's actually. So needless to say, you fell back in love with this thing. You fell back in love with the sport. So at what point did you decide, man, I should start a race team? And I'll just mention right here that Musick Racing doesn't seem quote unquote new to me necessarily, because you and your dad have always been Musick Racing to me. But now you're bringing on a pro rider. And I think without question, this rider is the biggest name free agent in the sport this off season, I should say. So tell me, when this first idea crossed your mind about starting a race team, Brett.
Well, to start with, I want to thank you again for having me on your show, and I always appreciate that. And really, it kind of started, I met with my accountant with my lawn care and excavation business, and kind of wanted to become like a more way to write off expenses on my lawn care and excavation account and writing my racing stuff off. And this kind of, me and Dad talked about turning it around. Yeah, we might start some type of team to make that legit and stuff, to have more write-offs there. And other than that, I mean, really, I was sitting up at Pennzoil getting my oil changed in my truck, and I was scrolling through Instagram and saw Brandon's post about kind of not having a ride. And I called my dad up. I was like, what do you think about us trying to pick up Hogue? And it just kind of spiraled from there. I shot him a text, and it progressed over the couple of days, and it just ended up being what we decided to do, I guess.
Okay, the rest is history then. So let's jump over to Brandon Hoag then, former AMA ATV Pro Rookie of the Year and multi-time pro podium finisher. Brandon, welcome back to Digging Deep. I appreciate you being here. Congrats on the new ride. So we all know the narrative. You grabbed a podium at High Point last year, but the period that followed that, it just felt like it left you searching. You guys jumped to the Yamaha mid-season. It was a move that was designed to make you more competitive in the class. And you had some flashes, of course. I know you love Timmy D, you love TDR, you love everything that you had going on at the time. But what can you say about finding yourself without a ride for 2022 shortly after the season? Because I was worried that we weren't going to see you back.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. And yeah, I mean, so to start with getting everything right, actually what ended up happening is, like, last year with that Yamaha switch, that was something I wanted to do and Tim agreed on. So okay, that wasn't like that wasn't something that we didn't plan. We definitely wanted to do that, but I didn't realize it was going to be that tough to like hop on the Yamaha just from practicing on my Honda. Mm-hmm. So we did have our downfalls, and the season definitely like it went for the worst with that. But Tim was always like there to do what I wanted. If I wanted to test this or test that, or, hey, could I please ride the race bike before this race? Like, he was so open to doing that. And, he was just so phenomenal with that. Like, that guy, I lived at his house for the whole back half of that season, and, he would do what he could for me. But mm-hmm. in the off season, it started to go south with, I lost some support, and just I lost a couple people, and honestly, with his program, he has a really good Yamaha program going, and we did find a lot of stuff, and engine packages and suspension was going good. And
Mm-hmm.
but I don't have any Yamaha stuff. So for me to be on that program, I would have to find support to get a bunch of Yamaha stuff and parts and engines. And,
Mm-hmm.
I have nothing. So it'd be like starting over. And financially, I couldn't do that.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
to get it
I
right.
just to hop in there, and I'm glad that you're right. You're kind of telling everybody the whole story, but I know exactly what that's like, especially now, probably more than ever. But that's why I stuck with the Honda for so long, was because I couldn't feasibly make the switch with everything that I had and just reinvent the wheel with my program. Right. Like that sounds like a very similar situation to what you were in.
Yeah. Yeah. And I honestly, I'll just blame myself for it. Like, I wanted the Yamaha really bad, and especially in the off season, I would watch some of the guys on the Yamaha at Deckers and be like, "Wow, I need to somehow switch over to that," because I thought that was the ticket. But then I got on it and I raced it, and I saw all the benefits and the pros and cons, and
Mm-hmm.
that actually wasn't what I really, felt
Well,
like I needed.
yeah, but you had no way to know ahead of time, right? And we talked on all of our shows, like every week. We knew it was going to be tough, and maybe a person didn't quantify that at the beginning or whatever. But again, you had no way to know. But it was going to be tough when you were practicing on one machine and racing on the other. That was never going to be easy,
Yeah, for sure. And it definitely wasn't as easy as I thought. Like, some of the stuff transitioned well, but some of it didn't. And
Sure.
it was just everything was so different. But and one other thing I want to say with Tim is that Tim never reached out to me and said, "Hey buddy, like, we don't have anything for you." Even when I said, "Hey, I'm gonna have to race a Honda because I don't have any Yamaha stuff," he responded back with like, "Well, we can try to get something together for you." Like, he never once was kicking me to the curb. Like, that guy has been there since 2016, like when he and I first started working together. And
Mm-hmm.
I hope that people realize that, and there's never any bad blood between me and him. Like, it was more of me being, "Hey, I don't want you to offer this awesome ride and pay for all this stuff and do all this if I can't even practice during the week and like be there ready to race and try to go beat Joel and Chad. Like, I'm not going to do that,
Yeah, no, I totally get it. And I think it's super commendable on your part. And I'm glad. I mean, not that I don't think from the outside looking in, especially like based on your post and stuff, like there was never a feeling that there was any bad blood there.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you were able to kind of clear the air there, tell everybody exactly how it went down. And again, I think it's super commendable on your part. I think that everybody can respect where you're coming from. You're not looking for a handout if you're not going to be able to bring your best effort to the table. So it sounds like that makes me feel that much more about this deal that we're here to talk about tonight. And you're a future superstar of ATV Motocross. That's how I sold it, and some things I was working on last week. There's no denying that in my mind, but things were looking grim, like you just said. And we've seen this happen before, where talented guys just simply get chewed up and spit out and left without a ride. And that's kind of where my mind was. That's what I was afraid was going to happen to you. But that the uncertainty of everything that was going on at the time of this off season kind of gave way to the optimism of this bright future in the form of the Musick Racing and Repair Honda TRX 450R machines. I think that we kind of knew that you wanted to get back to the Honda even before you said that there. So tell me about first talking to Brett then and learning that this might have been a possibility. Basically, like, tell me how and when that all came about.
Yeah. I just woke up one morning and Brett had reached out to me, and I was like, "No way. Like, this is crazy." So we called that day, and he kind of told me what he mentioned earlier, that he was looking to help, and we talked about if we could make it happen. And this guy on the phone, like, Brett's incredible. Like, he works really hard for what he has, and the fact that he wanted to reach out and help someone like me, it meant a lot. And I told him, like, the way I work is, man, if he's going to do all this to help me, then I'm going to do all I can to make it worth it. And like, everything that we're going to do, I want him to try to benefit as much as he can, whether that's just his equipment and his bike being up front, but like, yeah, just him reaching out like that. It meant a lot. It's hard to explain, but it just meant so much.
Oh no, I totally get that. And obviously we know how you work, Brandon, where you're going to keep your nose to the grindstone and make everybody hopefully benefit from helping you out. So obviously we can respect that a ton. And there's no secret. We kind of touched on it already, but there's no secret that you wanted to get back to the Honda. So I'm assuming that was a big selling point for you on this deal.
Yeah, it was. And honestly, dude, like it's a completely fresh start. I mean, I have a whole different group now. Like, with Brett, everything is new, and I do feel like I needed that because there was some stuff that, there was negatives like behind all the positives with what I had in the past. And I'm so pumped to have a new group and have like new people in my ear. And with all the testing that I've done on a TRX and all the knowledge I have, and like, man, I'm so excited to have a group like this and hopefully build something that, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, like just the new group is so exciting to me.
Hey, flashback 10 years, and what would you say to little Brandon, about the opportunities that you have and the stuff that you've done, and pro class podiums, pro-am championship, rookie of the year award, all that stuff. Now you're talking about a new team that you're on, new group, all this stuff. I mean, this is what you dreamed of, Brandon. Like, this is what you dreamt of. This is what you laid on the couch watching videos and thinking about, was manifesting this, what you have today. That's pretty special. That's why I love your story so much.
Yeah, you might as well pinch me now, dude. Like I still get chills and like all the way to the bottom of my ankles about this sport, and racing is just always my whole life. I don't know what it is about it, but it's like, it's a purpose to me. And the fact that I can even say I podiumed in pro and like pulled whole shots, and like I'm looking next to the guys that, I've obviously always looked up to. It's truly incredible, even with how small the sport is. Like I'll never forget it,
At the same time, I mean, like, it doesn't matter what the size of it is, though. Like, the three of us, grew up wanting to be professional ATV motocross racers, not NFL athletes or whatever. So this is the making it to the NFL for us, or whatever you want to say. Like you podiuming in the pro class, which is something that, Brett and I would have killed to do. Doing something like that is like holding a Super Bowl trophy or something to other people. Like, it doesn't matter the size of the sport. This is what we dreamed of doing,
Yeah. And it's incredible too, because like, this is kind of off topic a little bit, but man, I could talk about racing and the logistics of it, and like I could talk about that stuff all day long and be excited about it, and talk about technique and like settings. I could call people on the phone all day to talk about tire pressures and like all this little stuff that adds up and like creates some big, you know what I mean?
Oh, and I think that's part of the reason why you've been so successful so far. You're a guy that dots his I's and crosses his T's, every one of them. And I think that, Brett and his dad, that whole group is a lot like that. So I think that's going to be a perfect marriage. And also, you guys are going to have some different stuff. Like for you, Brandon, we know that some of those components will be different for you. You were kind of touching on that, like you'll run PPs like Brett uses and stuff like that. How do you feel about that? Is that part of that kind of new change, breathing a fresh breath of air into that program? I'm assuming that's kind of where your thinking is at on that, because like you said, sometimes it doesn't even have to be negative. It's just bringing new stuff to the table can be refreshing and good, even if what was going on before wasn't negative. Just a change sometimes is what a person needs.
Yeah, that's what me and Brett talked about with the suspension change for me.
Okay.
I've never, like, the group that he has with the people working on the shocks, and I've never had that too. And like, it's that's why I'm super excited to see. We're testing stuff, like Brett's bringing me stuff to Deckers next week, and I'm going to get on it as soon as I can and find a comfortable setting. And like, I'm super excited about that. And I'm also with JH with Brett, and me and Johnny have been talking a lot, and he's super cool to talk to, and he loves racing, and it's exciting to be around this new group. Like Brett's Brett's a hard worker. He's super motivated all the time with what he does. And like, I aspire to that in racing. And it's cool to, if I wanted to call him to talk about something, that he's like that, you know, and it's a big, like, motivated group to me. And that's what's super exciting.
It's also cool to me that, like, you know, Brett is a super good rider too. You know, you guys can talk about like riding stuff and technique and stuff like that, and talk on the same wavelength. You know, it's not like you're talking to most team owners or whatever, you know, so I like that aspect of it too.
Yeah. Me and Brett are talking about diet and training, and I'm seeing him do his runs on Strava, and like, I look at his training, and it's super cool to have someone above me like that we can talk, you know, talk everything.
Right. Yeah. I love that. We'll get right back to the show, but now a word from our sponsors. And thank you for listening to these ads. Without these great companies, none of this would be possible. Show your support for the people who support us. Welcome to the team, two-time champ Joel Hetrick, who dropped the biggest news of the offseason when he announced his move to CST Tires. The CST takeover has been gaining momentum over the past several seasons, and now Joel Hetrick and his Phoenix Racing teammate Jeffrey Rastrelli are the most recent additions. The Pulse MXR tire has helped lead riders like Thomas Brown to race wins and 3 consecutive Quad Cross of Nations titles, Nick Janusa to the Pro Class podium, myself, Cody Jansen, as I rode my Pulse MXR fronts and white label soft compound rears to back-to-back national championships in the Junior 25 Plus class, and the most recent additions have us thinking a Pro Class national championship is on the horizon for CST tires. The Pulse MXR tire, available in soft and standard compounds, offers the highest level of traction, most predictable cornering, and superior wear characteristics when compared to the competition. Visit shop.csttires.com to join the CST takeover today, or prepare to be beat by someone who did. Joel Hetrick, Jeffrey Rastrelli, Nick Janusa, myself, and so many others are believers in CST tires. Are you? CST Tires, where passion meets the ground. You already know we're Team Blue Crew here at the Digging Deep ATV MX podcast. Whether it's second all-time winningest, 7-time and reigning ATV MX Pro Class National Champion Chad Wienen, or 6-time and current XC1 Pro ATV GNCC National Champion Walker Fowler, it's clear the podium-proven Yamaha YFC 450R is the winning choice of sport ATVs. This unprecedented success for the YFC 450R, its unrivaled quality and performance, and the undeniable fact that Yamaha is the leading OEM supporter of ATV racing has created a Yamaha takeover within the sport quad market. Better yet, Yamaha's Blue Crew Racer Support Program is back and even stronger for 2021, meaning Yamaha riders are about to cash in on higher payouts and more prize opportunities, including a chance to win a brand new YFZ 450R. For more info, head over to YamahaBlueCrew.com, follow them on social media at Yamaha Outdoors, and check out Yamaha's full proven off-road lineup at YamahaOutdoors.com today. For over 150 years, Valvoline has led the charge by being dedicated to constant improvement and innovation across all disciplines of racing. Valvoline has sponsored some of the greatest names in motorsports, and for the better part of a decade, I've been fortunate enough to be part of the historically great Team Valvoline. From my commuting vehicles to small engines, race quads, and everything in between, I trust nothing but Valvoline in all of my equipment. I've experienced increased function and durability, as well as a longer life expectancy thanks to Valvoline's array of products and lubricants. Since 1866, Valvoline has been focused on bettering your experience, whether on road, on track, and everywhere in between. Upgrade to Valvoline today and check them out at valvoline.com. SSI Decals is a name synonymous with ATV racing, synonymous with big-time success, and absolutely synonymous with the best-looking decals around. An offshoot of their parent company that was established in 1947, SSI first took shape from owner Ian Harris's passion for ATVs. With what started as just making numbers and decals for riders like Chad Wienen, the company quickly took off, and today you couldn't imagine ATV Motocross without SSI Decals. The graphics maker and designer now supports all the top teams in ATV Motocross, as well as teams and riders racing GNCC, Work Series, Pro Motocross and Supercross, Canadian Pro Motocross, short course off-road trucks, UTVs, snowcross, and, oh yeah, 6-time NHRA World Champion Clay Milliken. No project is too big or too small for SSI decals, making your identity stick with championship level graphics. Head over to ssidecals.com today and then maybe call the doctor because things are about to get sick. The Digging Deep ATV MX podcast is brought to you in part by DID in their range of championship winning chains. Powered by technology, DID chains are designed to give you the greatest strength to weight ratio, making them the optimal chain for racing and giving you a championship level edge. DID has been driving championship winning race programs since 1933, chosen by champions such as Chad Wienen, Joel Hetrick, and myself, Cody Jansen. Champion above the rest is DID's 520 ATV2 chain, with those same design principles and materials being used throughout their entire line of products, including their on-road category as well. Pick up a DID chain today at your local dealer or reputable online e-tailer. DID. What drives you?
We are proud to be partnered with Numira Technologies. Since 2001, Numira has led the charge in the ATV and side-by-side market, covering more applications than anyone else in the industry. Numira's advanced piston technology uses a NASA-exclusive aluminum alloy that helps to reduce expansion rates, that allows for tighter tolerances, and leads to higher overall engine performance for your machine. For more information about Numira's wide offerings of pistons, rings, gaskets, and industry-leading top-end repair kits, visit your local dealer or online at www.numira.com. Numira Technologies, pistons with an attitude. We are pleased to be partnered with Bronco ATV and UTV Components. Bronco has been an industry leader in replacement hard parts and accessories for all makes and models for over 15 years. With a catalog that includes a full line of electrical components, engine internals like rods and cylinders, all the way down to suspension parts and bearing kits. Bronco is your hard part source for whatever you need for whatever you ride. Available exclusively through distributors around the world. Visit your local dealer or online at broncoatv.com. Forworks Carbon's innovative lightweight products include top-notch seat covers, carbon fiber, and plastic hoods, gas tank covers, exhaust shields, shock guards, and much more. Whether you have an ATV, UTV, or snowmobile, Forworks has the goodies that will improve your ride and make you salivate. We trust Forworks for increased function and a sexier look, and you should too. Forworks Carbon, always working hard to bring high quality and innovative parts to the market. Check them out today at fwcarbon.com.
So, Brett, you saw a deserving young racer, obviously in need of an opportunity. You step up to the plate to support him by signing a constant contender like Brandon is. It instantly puts, Musick Racing and the Musick Racing Team on the map. But why was Brandon the right fit? I mean, obviously, we know that Brandon needed an opportunity, but it sounds like with the way you two are on the same wavelength, it's almost like you would have picked him over anybody. It sounds like.
Yeah, I would say just about anybody in the whole ATV circuit. Me and my dad always like to cheer for Brandon. That's for sure. I mean, anytime he's out there, you can tell he works hard, and it's what I'm kind of excited about too. Like anytime I was able to race pro, like with my work and stuff, I was never really able to dedicate my 100% to racing. And if I feel like I could have done that, I think I would have been able to been up front a lot more. But I think my setups and stuff really, really work good on the Honda, and I'm excited to see Brandon on that. And like I said, we've really always liked him, and it'll be a good little thing to put together, I feel like.
Yeah, I can't wait to see how all this goes down. It's going to be really exciting, even as fans, to see some change and to have a little unknown. That's always fun for fans of the sport as well. So, Brett, way back at the early stages of your professional career, you rode underneath the Wienen Motorsports tent for a season. Can you take anything away from that experience and translate any of that to helping Brandon in 2022? Because, you were once the rider on, a quote unquote team, a former professional, now a multi-time national champion in your own right. You were a young rising star in the sport at one time, and now you're a team owner, but you know what it takes to be successful at the highest level of ATV racing as a racer. But now as a team owner, that's a totally different role. So can you take anything from your experience in kind of that period, that team, that whole deal? Can you take any of that experience and maybe help Brandon as a team owner now in a different role?
I definitely hope so. And I mean, a lot of the stuff I learned from Chad is just how absolutely organized the guy is. And I hope anytime we're at the races, like I said, I hope everything goes smooth. And if we need something, we have it. And we don't really have to go scrambling, because Chad's the most prepared guy at the track. And hopefully we can kind of bring that to Brandon and make sure he has everything he needs each weekend. And even on practicing, like we've talked a lot, and I hope to be able to keep him on his Honda as much as we can. I have a couple hybrids in one of my quads, my dad's. We have 2 extra TRX motors there. And if we got to build another one, we got to build another one, or whatever we have to do. We hope to keep Brandon practicing and make that translate into him having his best season he's ever had.
I'd love to hear that. Obviously, as a fan, this is so cool for me too, because I'm a fan of both of you guys. You know, Brett, you and I have lined up against each other a million times. Brandon, you know, we've had you on the show a number of times, so we went over it a bunch, but tons of history there, and you staying at my house for felt like months at a time and all this stuff. So 2 guys that I really enjoy coming together for this team. I love to hear that. I think it's going to be such a great marriage between you guys. And I've told you off the record, Brett, as we've basically been in constant communication these past few weeks about this. And as I've kind of been working behind the scenes a little bit to help as much as I can, but you're doing all of this the right way. You know, so many people come in and they say that they're going to, have a race team, but you're basically fielding this team, like you said, to help support Brandon, of course, but, to promote and showcase your business endeavors and, the write-off thing, but basically to benefit the stuff you're working on in a business sense. So what can you tell me about that? Like with the Musick Racing and Repair, what can you tell me about that?
Well, we're kind of starting, like I live in prime Hatfield McCoy country down here where I live at. I have a trailhead a 10th of a mile down the road. So we're in the process of building a shop now. And whether I have a couple people talking about possibly coming to do the work, whether it's my dad retiring or another route, but we plan to get that going. And I don't want to let any cats out of the bag yet, but we hope to have some products coming to the market before too long. And if everything works out, testing goes good, have Brandon showcasing these and me as well showcasing them. I mean, that's 2 of the top 3 classes at the national series if we get everything dialed in how it should be, because we'll go that route with that. And just hopefully start small. We'll do some small engine repair type stuff on my lawnmowers, like that type of small engine stuff. And also my dad's always, like, we use JH Racing motors, but my dad does all the assembling and tearing things apart. And so hopefully we start doing some motor builds and that type stuff, and hopefully sell Johnny some more motors that way too. I mean, we'll do all the installs and disassembles and slap a JH Racing head on it and be rolling with it.
Yeah, you got a little bit of everything going on, which is awesome. I love the crossover. It makes so much sense between the race team and the business side. To have that one big marriage, I think is going to be super successful with you guys, for you guys. And I knew that there were some things that you obviously couldn't speak on right now, but there's more exciting news coming. So everybody should stay tuned for that. But let's take it back to the track then. So Brett, from what I understand from our conversations, I think you'll be back in the 25 plus class, right? Pro sport, maybe. Are we going to do pro-am? Tell me about that. Tell me about your plans as a racer for next season.
We'll for sure be in the pro sport and 25 plus class, and I'm pretty excited about that. And just do the best we can, and just like I said, always try to have a fun year and safe. And but like I said, my main goal this year is I plan to go out there and do the best I can. But then again, hopefully, I want Brandon to have the best year he can too. So we'll do what we can and just keep on getting after it.
Yeah, sounds awesome. And Brandon, we know you're a podium contender each and every weekend, which I've stated previously puts Musick Racing on the map instantly. But do your expectations change at all with being on a new team? Because, in the past couple of years, kind of just rolled out the same, at the beginning of the season, kind of rolled out the same thing that you finished the season on the season previous. Do your expectations change now that you're on a new team, or is it kind of shooting for the same area?
No, it does for sure. Because being on the new stuff, like if there's something negative or something that I feel like is not as good as what I was on, then I'll do my best to change that. And then the good side though would be if there's positive things or if something's working better, that's going to be cool to experience and learn. And like, yeah, the race bike with last year starting on the TRX, we just had the exact same race bike and we didn't do anything different. So this is like the total opposite end of that, but that's a good thing to me because, like I said, hopefully there's some positives, and, you know, there's a lot of things with suspension or engine packages that I could maybe like or not like, and we can work with, and, you know, focus to pull hole shots and like change some things that, you know, hopefully are for the better.
Mhm. Yeah, definitely. I think Brett's probably a guy that you can bounce ideas off of for hole shot stuff, because he's like a hole shot master.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. And that's what's also super cool is Brett's going to be so involved that, you know, like we both are on a skill level that we can understand each other perfectly. And,
Mhm.
you know, if I have something going on, he's probably going to know about it, or vice versa, which is super cool.
Yeah, I'd love to hear that. Brandon, what about your off season? We know that you're going to be at Deckers, but tell me about what your off season plans are, other than, you know, shaking out the new bikes and everything like that. But tell me about your off season plans.
Yeah, I'm heading to Florida next week, and I think I'll be in Florida for quite a while, maybe all the way to like somewhat halfway through the year. Like now that there's also Spider opened up a quad track, and, you know, I'm going to try to stay Florida as much as I can. And I have as much money saved up as I can, and then go probably north to somewhere in Pennsylvania, and then get on hard pack stuff up there.
Okay.
But the biggest thing for me is, and me and Brett talked about a lot, is I just want to stay on the bike all the way through the year. I just really need to be riding, and I feel like I'm a really good racer when I'm riding a lot. And yeah, that's just the priority to me. Like anything else, you know, I'm not going to care about. It's just going to be all racing and riding. And I feel like that's what I need to do to get to the next level. Like I thought I was going to be there last year, but, you know, that is what I feel like I need to do, is just be on the bike a lot more.
Well, and you showed glimpses of it, and it wasn't even just at High Point. You were on a really good run at Sunset Ridge. I remember that specifically. And then I thought you hurt yourself. Like you got kicked real weird on like that uphill whoop section thing before that downhill triple in the middle of the track. So you were on a run there, and that was, I think, that was the first weekend on the Yamaha. And then at Loretta's too. At Loretta's, I thought you were in podium, you know, position or whatever. You were in podium position, but I thought you were going to get a podium finish there. And just another little fluke thing happened. But it wasn't like when you got on the Yamaha that like everything went to shit. That wasn't the case. And you were in contention the whole time. I think that like things were totally good. It was such a gnarly class last year. That's such a gnarly grouping that you're racing in. But man, I can hear it in your voice that I think that this is going to be good. Everything's going to be good. These are good changes for 2022.
Yeah. Yeah. I honestly would say that my riding was like the best I've been riding.
It was
like, I could really like go fast on a track, on any of those tracks, even the tracks that I felt like I didn't like or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I was riding really good, but my racecraft was really bad. Like I could not manage to make passes when I need to, or get good starts when I needed them, or finish the race when I needed to. Like Loretta's, I had you know, like the first moto, I just threw the whole thing away at the very last lap, which it's just bad racecraft. But, you know, even like Briarcliff, the very last race, I had 0 laps in 5 weeks, and I just went to Briarcliff, and I still was qualifying third, and like still I felt like my riding was still super good, but my racecraft was really bad.
Well, and the other thing that I think is going to bode well going forward, and I didn't get a chance to touch on this yet, but I was trying to remember this before, was like there's a lot of good vibes that comes with the ownership of a program, of your own program. So like the more that you're bringing to the table, the more decisions you're making, the more stuff that you have your hands on, I feel like it's more rewarding and it's more exciting, and it's almost like you're more invested when you have that going on. And that's I mean, the TDR program was awesome, but you're probably inevitably going to have your hands on more of the program here. And I think that, again, like that's some of that excitement and everything that comes along with that. That's exciting. And I think that's going to, again, I think it's going to bode well going forward.
Yeah, I agree. And I feel like just the relationship with Brett is like, I don't know, the fact that we're both racing too is like, man, if something's not working, I think Brett's the type of guy to step up and, like, you know, make a change, which is super cool. And he's a smart dude, so he's going to be on the same page, which is awesome. Like, I'm really excited for that.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting. So you won a heat race at Daytona. So maybe we can manifest this right here, right now. We can speak it into existence. What if you come out on a brand new team and win Daytona, not just a heat race? What if you win Daytona on this brand new quad? You're back on the Honda, all these good vibes. What if, Brandon? What would you do if that were to possibly happen? Even a podium would be awesome. That's obviously realistic. We know that. But what if, you know, you come out swinging right away? That's a very Brandon Hoag like track. You said that you were going to the main event last year thinking you were going to win that thing, wanting to win that thing, expecting to win that thing. I'm assuming that's how you go to the line this time too. What would your emotions be like if that were to happen?
Yeah, that I've been there before. And that year specifically, I seriously did feel like I could win that race. So I'm going to do the same thing. And Daytona is always actually usually pretty good to me. And I know that riding in Florida, like that Florida vibe, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the sun or what, or waking up early in the morning. But when I wake up there, like, the main events are always so intense, and I love that. And yeah, let's go, dude. Let's go.
As the #1 podcast in ATV racing, it's only right that we partner with the industry leaders in suspension tuning. Insert Impact Solutions. Impact Solutions is a full-service ATV and side-by-side suspension center specializing in the revalving and service of your motocross and off-road suspension. With over 25 years of elite-level knowledge, experience, and testing with riders of all ages and ability levels, Casey Greek, Jay Goebel, and the Impact crew strive to exceed clients' expectations for service and setup. Impact Solutions is the official Elka Suspension Service Center of the United States, offering unmatched product knowledge and experience. Whether you're in need of service, parts, warranty, sales, or technical support, Impact Solutions has you covered. Head over to impactssolutionsatv.com or give them a call today.
We interrupt this program for a special news bulletin.
The following message is brought to you by Manscaped.com. The Manscaped engineering team has outdone themselves this time, creating the Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, now available for purchase in the US and Canada. Join over 2 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped, an official sponsor of the Digging Deep ATV MX podcast, with this exclusive offer of 20% off and free worldwide shipping with code DIGGINGDEEP20 at manscaped.com. I'm one of the first people to try the new 4.0 and I am blown away. This thing is next level. What sets this trimmer apart from all the rest? The Lawnmower 4.0 gives you the ability to turn the LED spotlight on and off when needed for a more precise shave. It features a new multi-functioning on-off switch with travel lock for those of us who like to travel. And my favorite, the new trimmer allows you to customize your trim with 4 different guard lengths, an upgrade from its predecessor that only featured 2. If you're listening, you know that good tools are a must, so wait no more to get the best tools for the job. Get 20% off and free shipping with code DIGGINGDEEP20 at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com by using code DIGGINGDEEP20. The Digging Deep ATV MX podcast is also sponsored by DP Brakes, a longtime supporter of ATV racing and the world leader in sintered brake technology. DP has been dominating the ATV world for decades, supporting the best four-wheeled racers on the planet. 2021's impressive lineup includes Joel Hetrick and Jeffrey Rastrelli of the Phoenix Racing Team, myself, Cody Jansen, and my back-to-back national championships, Baldwin Motorsports, Ford Brothers Racing, Nick Janusa, Wesley Wolf, and many more, including all of the top 14 GNCC Series pros, led by the champ Walker Fowler, Bryson Neal, Cole Richardson, Jared McClure, and Chris Borich. These top riders continue to appreciate the high performance and impressive durability that their DP brakes have to offer, products that ultimately help place them on the top of the podium. Available at www.dp-brakes.com. Purchase at your local dealer or message the show for their contact info today. What are you waiting for? Join the best ATV riders in the world on DP Brakes. 15 years into the brand's existence, Factory 43 is back with us and continuing to make huge waves in the ATV world. For the second consecutive season, Factory 43 is the official aluminum parts choice of the Phoenix Racing ATV team, providing their state-of-the-art Evo Nerf bars, MX-style front bumpers, and grab bars for some of the fastest riders on the planet. If you're in the market to upgrade your Nerf bars, bumpers, or grab bars, head over to factory43atv.com to see their full line of products available for all makes and models. Want to be just like Joel Hetrick and Jeffrey Rastrelli riding with Factory 43's industry-leading products? Head over to factory43atv.com today.
Success in the ATV MX world is similar to what creates financial success as well. The right people, the right advice, and more importantly, hard work and the benefit of an ongoing relationship as situations change and adversity is experienced. Do you have the right financial advisor to help you reach your goals? Haymauer Financial Group can create a personalized, goal-based plan to help your family prepare for whatever life brings. Call me, Scott Haymauer, at Haymauer Financial Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services, at 920-338-8150. That's 920-338-8150. Offices located in beautiful De Pere, Wisconsin, with registrations and clients nationwide.
This is what I think. I think that you're going to come out with a wave of momentum from day one because you're stoked to be back on the Honda. Some of the other guys in the class are busted up already. We know Max Lindquist had surgery on his collarbone and Cesar Jimenez had surgery on his wrist. We got that unfortunate news about Wesley Wolf, that he's out for the season with a setback for him. And I mean, none of that has nothing to do with you personally per se, but I just feel like you're going to have this wave of momentum, kind of new squad, new bike, new team, new everything. And I just have a really good feeling about this.
Yeah, I'm so excited. And I did see those people out, which that sucks. Like Wesley, I was talking to him yesterday, but like, that's a big bummer because look what Wesley just did last year on, he had a program switch with JH and PEP and like, I'm not saying that that's what made him a better rider, but that kid obviously got better. Like, yeah, he put in the work, and that's what sucks to see him out because I feel like this year, I know Loretta's, but this year he would have been really good, which it really sucks that he's not going to be a part of that.
Yeah, it stinks to lose anybody. Yeah, I mean, we don't want to lose anybody out of that class. But like I said, some of the excitement coming to the line for 2022 is going to be this new program and, kind of the intrigue of all of that. So last question for you, Brandon, tell me about your perspective on what you have to do to inch your way closer to Chad and Joel, because we've all seen, that you podium contenders, you guys have raised your game each and every year here, each and every weekend, it seems like, but that top two have continued to improve as well. You're a very structured guy. I think you practice with a purpose, you train with a purpose. So what do you have to focus on to attempt to cut into that gap headed into the new season?
Yeah. So there's a few things. I'll try to make it as quick as I can.
No,
first thing is, so I've talked to like just a ton of people that I really trust. And like last year and years prior, I'm a big like mental guy. And if my training isn't good, if I have a bad day or something like that, it's like I let that do too much to myself. So for example, this year, if I have a bad training day or like say I'm feeling bad this day, I'm just going to stop there and call it, mark it off as a bad day and wake up and just move forward. Like, Gloop, me and Gloop were talking at Decker's last year and he was like always mentioning how hard I was on myself on my bad days specifically though. Like, and I just kept saying, yeah, whatever. But no, that is reality. I do see what Joel and Chad do. And if they have a bad day, it doesn't matter. Like they just keep moving forward. And then if you look at the pro motocross guys, like they just do the work and yeah, there's ups and downs, but they try to live like in the moment and not just be so mental about everything. Like they go golf or whatever, they still have fun. And I'm really going to try to change that because I got into myself so much last year mentally, that I was like killing myself doing training that I shouldn't have been doing because I couldn't ride. And like, I just got so bad, dude. Like, and this year realizing, hey, you might not be able to race next year. So you better start being happy about what you have. Like, that just kind of hit me different this year. But the second thing is hole shots. I need to be top 3 every single hole shot. There's no excuse as to why. I'm 150 pounds. We have the power. We have everything. Like, there's no reason why I can't be top 3 every single time. Like, I need to be like Joel is. You know, they call him HK, but I need to be hole shotting with those guys every single moto without a doubt. So qualifying good, getting good gate picks, hole shotting with them, and then racecraft. That's the last thing. But, you know, I learned a lot with getting past and like people pulling away from me that I didn't think should pull away from me. And like, I'd be left scratching my head why. But I'm realizing now there was a lot of stuff. And yeah, my racecraft has to be on point. If I qualify 7th, who cares? Like, I qualified 7th at High Point, and first moto I rode so like well.
You killed it.
Yeah. Like, I qualified 7th, you know, like I was so mad after qualifying. Like I was telling people, dude, this is insane. Like, what's going on? And then I just go 3-3. So I qualify 3rd at Briarcliff and get smoked. Like, I need to just stop worrying about qualifying and just be a racer. Casey Greek at Briarcliff was like, dude, are you a racer or are you a qualifier? And I'm like, you got a pretty good point there. So, you know, it doesn't matter. I just need to go race. Like, I can race with these guys. So I'm done being such a, you know, a mental case like last year and pulling hole shots, being up front, and let's do it, man.
Yeah. I think everything that you said is so relevant, especially like with the qualifying thing. Now, I will say, you know, I remember being a pro racer too. I'm sure Brett's the same way. Like, I can remember, you know, you're probably naturally going to feel stressed about, well, why am I not where I expect to be? At the same time, like, I feel like the 3 of us know, as soon as you get out there in a race situation, it's just different. It just feels different. It's just different. You know, the qualifying laps feel so much different than the race laps. But you said so much there. You know, the other thing I guess I wanted to touch on, you know, before we finish up is you know, I always preach positive reinforcement, like, to everybody. Like, that's just something I believe in. But it's almost like you need to do that to yourself. You know, we talked about, I remember with Casey talking on some of our race review shows last year that, you know, we knew how hard you were going to be on yourself. You know, we knew that. But it's almost like you almost have to build yourself up to your own mind. Like, in your own mind, you have to tell yourself like, hey, like, I got this, you know, it doesn't matter. Yeah. Like, every weekend I got this. That makes so much sense to me. I always think of it as, you know, like little racers or, you know, friends of mine or whatever. I'm always being positive to them. I'm building them up. But then naturally, I think that that's something that we do to ourselves as racers too. Like, hey, like, I got this, like, you got this, you know. It's almost like, you know, when your dad or you know, Timmy or whoever in the past goes to the line with you, they're not going to tell you, hey, you know, remember, hey, you qualified 7th, you know, you didn't qualify 3rd, you know, they're going to build you up like, dude, you got this, no problem. Yeah. You know, that's more of almost what you need to do for yourself, it seems like.
Yeah. There was moments last year when I would be sitting in my camper and I'd just be crying. And like, obviously I wouldn't let people see me, but
hey, I've been there.
And then it was just like a reality of, what am I crying about? Like, yeah, I was super fit. Like, looking back now at my training numbers and stuff, I was so fit. Yeah. I was really fast. I was smooth. My technique was good. But in the moment, I was thinking I was terrible. I was super unfit. I was slow. These guys are all better than me. Like, all these people are passing me. Like, but I'd be in my camper crying, you know?
Yeah. The thing is from the outside, you know, I've been that racer too, not at the peak level like you are, but nobody else sees it that way. That's the thing. You're the only one that ever sees it that way.
And I struggle with that because I've always wanted, like, you know, I would try to explain it, but then it sounds stupid to some people. Like, if someone saw me crying in a camper and, you know, they'd see my career where it is, they'd think I'm crazy and like I'm racing for a living and this is what I've always wanted to do. So it's hard to explain to someone, but
it's solely because your expectations for yourself are so high and you also know what you're capable of. Like, after you podium, then it goes, okay, I expect to podium every time.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how that works.
That's exactly how it worked. Like, and it sucked. Like I was in a really, really bad spot, man. And that wasn't from anyone. It was just myself. And now that I had the feeling of I'm not going to be able to race again. So that was it. Like that opened my eyes big to, wow, man, I have to change for the better. And
well, I think that awareness though, Brandon, to know that, hey, I can't let myself feel that way. I can't have that perspective. Having that awareness like changes everything, because again, I've said on these shows, I don't know if I've said it with you, but if I could go back in time and tell myself as a 10th place racer or as an 8th place pro racer that, hey, enjoy it a little bit, because it ain't that bad. Like getting 8th is perfectly fine. Like for me. Instead of stressing over the fact that I was 8th because I wanted to be 6th or 5th or whatever. Like it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I got to do what I love to do. And I think back on it and it's awesome memories. And I wish that I could go back in time and just like take the pressure off myself. Cause again, it feels like the weight of the world is on your shoulders, but then when you step back and look at it, it's not. You're the only one putting all that pressure on yourself, because there's people like Brett who are doing this solely because he knows what you're capable of. He knows you deserve it, but he's not there to add pressure. The pressure's from within.
Yep, exactly. You nailed it on the head right there. I mean, it ain't as bad as I thought it was. Like I always would say, man, like I gave up so much in my life, and like I don't have a college degree. Like racing is literally everything I invested in, and when I'm done racing, like I'm going to be a worthless kid, and I don't even know what I'm going to do with myself. But dude, like I need to live in the moment. That's fine. I'm 21 years old.
First of all, that's not true either. Yes, like I get that thinking, but everything you've learned as a professional athlete and the professionalism and the dedication and all of this stuff, you bringing that to the table has a trickle down effect in everything for the rest of your life. There's people who would line up out the door to have you, work for them in your next life or whatever. So just so you know, positive reinforcement here. That's not true, because I would, with your work ethic and your dedication and everything else, I would hire you for any job. I truly mean that.
Well, I agree with that also.
Yeah,
sure.
Exactly. Well, I think we know that that's where some of Brett's motivation came from. Again, not only were you the top guy available, but you were the most deserved guy available based on who you are and your track record.
Well, like what you guys just said, man, it means the world. I wish I could put into words what it means, dude. Like there's kids that comment on like my videos of me whipping and stuff, and they're like, I just want to be you. And it's like,
hey, you were that kid though. You were that kid.
I know. And it's like, I don't know, man. It's like, there's so much you could get into with it, but I just, trying to keep it short. But yeah, I'm trying to be a better person mentally, and I'm going to do that. I'm not going to try. I'm going to. So I'm going to be a lot happier. Even if I'm doing bad, I'm going to be a lot happier. And I'm going to keep working. And like, I got Brett on my side, which is just incredible. And I know I got a bunch of people behind me, and it's incredible, dude.
Yeah. I can't wait to see how all this is going to look. I truly think that this thing is going to go over really well. I really do.
Insurance. It's not something everyone likes to talk about, but let's face it, if you race motocross, it's something you should have. Integrated Financial Concepts is an independent financial service and insurance firm who offers moto-friendly insurance and helps out riders like Nick Janusa, Jeffrey Rastrelli, and Joel Hetrick gain confidence on the track. With their unique Safe to Race and Safe to Ride programs, if you qualify, they have the ability to offer life insurance with living benefits to those who ride. With these living benefits, you may have the ability to access a portion of your life insurance policy while you're still living, for things like cancer, heart attack, stroke, or chronic illness. They can also help with many other things, such as home, auto, motorhome, and trailer insurance, as well as college planning, special needs planning, payroll processing, as well as group health benefits for your business. So whether something happens on or off the track, Integrated Financial Concepts has you covered. With their complimentary one-on-one appointments, what are you waiting for? Reach out to Mike Daniele at DANIELE_Michael at nlgroupmail.com today and see how Integrated Financial Concepts can help you. Living benefit riders are supplemental benefits that can be added to a life insurance policy and are not suitable unless you have the need for life insurance. Riders are optional and may require additional premium and may not be available in all states or on all products. This is not a solicitation for any specific insurance policy.
Bikes, Trikes, and Quads LLC has been supplying riders with aftermarket components from the industry's top brands for over a decade. With over 80,000 products in stock for your ATVs, UTVs, metric and HD motorcycles, dirt bikes, and snowmobiles, Bikes, Trikes, and Quads LLC can tend to all your power sports needs, from hard parts to riding gear. Bikes, Trikes, and Quads also offers hard-to-find used parts for your vintage dirt bike, ATV, three-wheeler, or snowmobile. Use discount code ATVMX at www.btqllc.com for 10% off of orders of $100 or more. We're grateful to have Bikes, Trikes, and Quads LLC digging deep with us. Thank you, BTQ LLC. We are proud to be partnered with Gripped Gloves. Gripped is an ATV rider owned and operated brand with the rider in mind and the goal of keeping costs affordable. The Michigan-based family operation recognizes riders' desire to showcase their identity. Owner David Payne's love for eccentric colorways and crazy patterns shows in his product, something not often found in the work of big manufacturers. Here to push stereotypes and limitations, Grip's drive is to produce a glove with cool colors and designs that won't break the bank. With comfort and quality as key motivators, the family affair is constantly working on the next more innovative and improved glove. Get a grip on life, join the Gripped movement, because no one wants a bland glove. Check them out today at grippedgloves.com, that's GRIPT gloves.com, and use discount code DIGGINGDEEP10 to save at checkout. Just like the sport of ATV motocross as a whole, our Digging Deep community is brought together by the love for racing that we all share. Our sport is compiled of many great people, and leading that charge is the Launderville family at Launderville Steel Enterprises and Concrete Supply. This racing-owned family business is a steel and concrete supplier serving the entire United States. Launderville Steel is a full-service steel supplier of new and surplus steel, aluminum, and stainless steel products, headlined by the 4130 chromoly tubing and plate used in the building of chassis for ATVs and UTVs, off-road truck racing, late model dirt and pro tractor pulling series, drag racing, and more. Launderville Steel loves their racing just as much as we do, but don't forget about their concrete division as well. With over 25 years of experience, the concrete division can supply everything you need to complete your next business or personal project. Their central Midwest location enables LSE to easily serve customers across the United States. For a quote, additional info, answers to more of your questions, or to talk a little racing, head over to laundervillesteel.com or give them a call today. We are proud to be partnered with yet another racer-owned company. Thank you, Launderville Steel Enterprises and Concrete Supply. Thanks for listening, and remember to support our partners. Now back to the show. So as we finish up here, Brett, what does a successful season look like for Musick Racing in 2022 from your perspective? Because I'm assuming you hope that this is just the start of a long-term endeavor. So tell me what a successful season looks like in your eyes.
Well, like I said, to start with, I just hope everybody has a good year for sure. And I hope to get some stuff rolling on the racing and repair side of it, the stuff we have in the works. But if it doesn't happen, I mean, as long as Brandon has a good year, and I feel like I'll be able to help him with a lot of stuff too, that, yep, like you said, that my racing career really translated a lot into my business, like with the work ethic you have to put in, and you never know, I don't really know how to answer it, really. Just I hope he has the best year he's ever had, and
yeah,
whichever, if he's getting eighth, if he's getting first, I mean, just as long as everybody's having a good year, that's all that really matters.
I think so too. And I think that there's so many people that are going to be drawn to this. Again, because it's new, they're going to listen to you guys, two genuine, awesome guys. I think so many people are going to want to see you succeed. I think it is going to be a successful season, no doubt in my mind. This is a new effort though, Brett. So I'm sure that you still have some openings for new sponsorships if we have anybody listening who would be interested in supporting Musick Racing, correct?
Oh yeah, for sure.
So how should a potential inquiring sponsor get a hold of you, Brett?
Honestly, the easiest way, they can give me a call, shoot me a text. My number is 304-601-6660. And like I said, we are still looking to fill a few holes in the program, and anybody that would like to come on board, we're welcoming them with open arms for sure. And best way to go about it, I guess. Perfect.
Yeah. You got the gears turning in my mind. Maybe I'll have to figure out a way to get Digging Deep logos on that machine. Get back to you. Get back to you on that. But guys, I'm so stoked to hear, all of the story about how all this went down, hear all about the program for next year from both of you guys. So just want to say again, congrats to everybody involved. And like I said, I think that this is going to go over really well. I have a really good feeling about this.
Thanks, man.
So do either of you guys have anything else that you want to touch on before we get out of here? Speak now or forever hold your peace.
I think I should have everything covered on my end.
Maybe I'll get a Brett Musick Racing tattoo on my forehead. But other than that, man.
Hey, that probably earned you some brownie points. Maybe you could get a second deal on that contract. Second year.
No, I just wanted to end real quick with I appreciate Brett so much and him believing in me and just everything that he's doing for me. It's incredible. I didn't think I was going to race, so it just means a lot. And yeah, I just want to end it on that. I'm super pumped, super excited. I love racing and man, I'm just all jittery talking about it. So I'm just super pumped.
It's getting me all hyped up too. I wish the season was here now, but that's a wrap, guys. I'm proud to help introduce the Musick Racing Team to the ATV Motocross community. And next time we talk, guys, on Digging Deep, it's probably going to be, around Daytona, maybe after Daytona. So that has me pretty hyped too. But thanks again, guys. That's a wrap. That's Brett Musick and Brandon Hoag of the Musick Racing Team right here on the Digging Deep ATV MX podcast, brought to you by Binky's Forever ATC Museum. Thanks again, guys.
Thank you.
How can you not cheer for those guys, right? Sure is going to be fun to watch all of this play out. And like I said, I have a really good feeling about this. I want to thank Binky's Forever ATC Museum for coming on board and bringing you the Musick Racing Team tonight. Major thanks to tonight's guests, Brett Musick and Brandon Hoag. Thanks to producer Dallas Jansen, my brother, for all his hard work. Thanks to Brooke and AMA official Harv Whipple. Thanks to all of our donors. You know who you are. We appreciate you so much. Thanks to all of our partners, CST Tires, shop.csttires.com, Yamaha, thanks to Blue Crew, Valvoline, SSI Decals, DID Racing Chain, Namura Technologies, Bronco ATV and UTV Components, Impact Solutions, Binky's Forever ATC Museum, Launderville Steel Enterprises and Concrete Supply, the financial advice of the Haymauer Financial Group, Forworks Carbon, DP Brakes, Gripped Gloves, Factory 43, Bike Strikes and Quads LLC, Integrated Financial Concepts and their Safe to Race and Safe to Ride insurance programs, Manscaped, get 20% off and free shipping with code DIGGINGDEEP20 at manscaped.com. And again, thanks to Binky's Forever ATC Museum. Still working out the kinks on their official ad as of this recording, but you should hear that on next week's episode, so stay tuned for that. Support the brands that support our show, and don't forget to use those codes to save. Find it all on our website, and be sure to click those Rocky Mountain ATVMC and Amazon banners for all your gear and parts needs, everyday needs, and to help us out. And most of all, thanks to you guys for listening. Need more gift ideas? Our show merchandise, including Digging Deep shirts and hoodies, our Quad Guys Get Hot Chicks shirts and hoodies, back-to-back national champ merch, and more are all available today at shop.diggingdeepatvmx.com. If you're looking for another easy way to help support us, visit our website and click the Patreon or Buy Me a Coffee buttons. This allows you to set up a one-time or monthly contribution to support our efforts. Keep sending your questions, stories, and topics in to be featured on an upcoming episode, and don't hesitate to call it in to our voicemail line so we can play them on the show. That number is 920-569-3519. Follow the show on social media, Digging Deep ATVMX Podcast, and myself, Cody Jansen, for additional content, coverage, and more fun stuff throughout the off-season. As for the podcast, you can find us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, and more. Wherever you find podcasts, you'll find the Digging Deep ATVMX Podcast. All episodes, additional podcast providers, sponsor links, and discount codes, our show merchandise, fantasy info, and more can all be found on our website, diggingdeepatvmx.com, so check that out today. Be a friend, tell a friend, please download, subscribe, rate, review, and share. Enjoy your Christmas holiday with your loved ones, and meet us back here next week to kick off the new year with some breaking news right here on the Digging Deep ATVMX podcast. And with that, for Brett Musick, Brandon Hoag, Brooke Catherine, Dallas Jansen, and I'm your host, Cody Jansen, thanks for listening to the #1 podcast in ATV racing, 3 million downloads and counting. Until next time, thanks for joining us in Digging Deep with the Stars of ATV Motocross. Merry Christmas, and see you next week. Things are crashing and burning here at the Digging Deep podcast, much like the Titanic.
Those guys were hauling ass for real.
I remember watching Doug Gus, I don't know who it was, Steel City, running the same times Friday afternoon as James Stewart was on Sunday back then. It was mental. I've never seen quads go that fast.
Quad lures are freaking gnarly.